All right, this is Doug with Roof It Forward. I'm here at Chris and Christina Smith's house on Belvedere, looking at this roof, just doing a general inspection, also seeing if I can identify any storm damage. I went ahead and blew off y'all's roof and your gutters. Sorry about the mess on the ground, but I figured you might want me to do that while I was up here. Needed to blow the roof off anyway to inspect it. The general condition of this roof is it's at least 20 years old, maybe 25 years old, with some pretty severe granule loss. You can just see, I would say 50% granule loss on some of the shingles, even more on some where there's no granules hardly at all. Definitely need to get that tree off the roof. It's causing a lot of damming right there of leaves and debris. We could cut that back before the insurance adjuster were to show up. But as far as storm damage, what I'm looking for is wind damage, and I do find it on multiple slopes, multiple areas of this roof. I can tell you, if you have State Farm, this is a slam dunk, just because I know their criteria, I know their adjusters. You do have wind damage on your roof, a lot of which you can't see from the ground because you're really not missing any shingles. You're about to be though, and I'll show you why. Here's a wind damage shingle I found. You can just see the crease across the top of that. I go and I lift that shingle and it's just barely hanging on by a thread. That is wind damage. I'm not going to identify it all on this roof because I found enough to meet State Farm's criteria. There's a chip out of a shingle right there. That could be wind damage. There's this area here that has that corner missing. That's wind damage. Here's an area here. You can see a faint crease across there where that shingle's been lifted up and creased back. It's now real vulnerable on that crease. Same thing for that shingle right there. And there's a bunch more. It's wet. I don't need to find any more than I already have to tell you confidently that State Farm would replace this roof and you're only out of pocket as your deductible. Here's another one right here. You can just see, I identified it by that. Debris blown up under that shingle. So obviously it's been like that for a little while. Been flapping in the wind. And then back here, it's really minimal damage to this back slope. You can see where repairs have been done at various times, but here's a shingle right here that I noticed didn't look right across the top of it, and sure enough, it's been split, lifted, creased back. It seems like pretty minimal damage, but State Farm owes you, and you've been paying premiums all this time. And the reason that I can get this minimally damaged roof approved is just because the shingles are too brittle and too old to warrant, or to say that a contractor can do repairs on them without creating more damage. You can just see all the chips that have been taken out, either by falling debris or by the wind lifting up the corners of some of these shingles. Right here, you can just see that it started to tear that one back, tear that one back. But my argument is, even if it would be repairable on a newer roof, if I try to lift this shingle, some of the sealant is held and it just rips off in my hand. Shingles are too old and too brittle to say that you can legitimately repair this roof and maintain any kind of integrity or warranty. So at that point, it goes over into a full replacement issue, and I would be successful in getting State Farm to fully approve this roof. Here's an area here where I just identified it because corners have been blown back to where the sealant holds, and then so it just causes the shingle to rip and tear. You can just see all these lifted corners all over the place. So let's talk more about this. I'm confident I can get you a new roof, and if nothing else, you got your roof cleaned and your gutters blown out today. This is Doug with Roof It Forward. Thanks for letting me look at it.